Hey everyone. So, just to get this out of the way, yes, I recorded this look. It should be posted at this point. Um, Super quick kind of look that I did. I actually did it this past weekend, and I was like, you know what? It's super cute, super easy, beginner friendly. So let me record this look. So it should already be up there, so you guys go ahead and watch that. I wanted to come to you guys and kind of talk about being in sync with your intuition. So that's kind of a personal goal of mine right now. So my personality, I'm a Virgo. Shout out to us Virgos. I'm a very driven, very caring, very reliable person. And I find that I have trouble with basically like pushing the bar a little bit too far as expectations. I'm a perfectionist at heart, so I struggle with that a lot. And a lot of times because of that, I miss the calling or the notification that, hey, this is your intuition talking to you. Don't let the inner you get involved and kind of push the bar farther than it needs to be. So recently I had a couple examples of that where something, like an idea that I wanted to do or something that I said that a goal that I wanted to reach, things either didn't pan out and I was like, oh no, just because it didn't seem like it made sense, let me make sure it makes sense or let me push the bar even farther. And a part of it was my intuition kind of talking to me and saying, hey, listen, I know you're gung ho on this idea and this is what you want for yourself, which is fine, great. Whoop, whoop. But listen, either timing is not there, this idea is really not for you. Um, there's like all different like variables, but essentially things just didn't work out. And so I took that as not necessarily a failure, but just like, oh, it's an obstacle. So, defining the difference between an obstacle and a door that's actually closed, and you're actually just like, I'm going to be the locksmith today, and I'm going to figure out ways to open that door when it's actually been closed. There's a big difference. And I'm trying to figure out that difference. I'm trying to be more aware of that difference and also trying not to get too much into my head as far as over analyzing things or trying to be in control. So part of the perfectionist in me, I want to be in control and I want to make sure that I am regulating everything that's going on with this vision, goal, situation, whatever it may be. And so that's hindered me a lot of the times with kind of accomplishing things, or it's I've gotten like backlash or like, been on missions basically trying to make something happen that way back prior to it was like not gonna happen, but because I didn't listen to those things, I just kind of like ran with it. I'm feeling the brunt now. So I'm the type of person, like, I have my career, what I want to do, work life, home, and personal life. And if like always one of those are, I'm always improving all of them. But if like one is really out of whack and then the other one gets affected, then I get off, kind of like thrown off. And that's exactly what's kind of occurred these past like maybe 2 weeks, that things like have started spinning in the direction that I'm like, this is overwhelming. Everything that I thought was fine and dandy and peachy or whatever is now like crazy and uncomfortable. And I gotta assess this. I gotta figure out what's going on. So I usually go in and I go into like, let me figure it out mode. But when things that I thought were in place that are great, and I shouldn't have to change this. I shouldn't have to, do any work. Why isn't it working? I'm a little frustrated here. And really what it is that I need to step back, have a different perspective on it, and then approach it again. But instead, I push it and I push it and I push it and I push it and I, try different things to fix it and stuff like that. And it's really a decision where it's already been made, where it's not going to work. So it doesn't matter how much I try and push it, how much I try to manipulate it, it's still going to give me the same outcome. But because of my like, oh, I'll figure it out kind of personality, I ignore that. So I'm trying my hardest to pick up on cues as they go to help guide me, so that way I'm not ignoring them, and then when it completely goes out of whack is when I'm now paying attention to it, if that makes sense. So that's something that's super huge for me right now, and I actually kind of made this aha revelation situation yesterday, and so I'm trying to put it into place, and so far so good. So checking that off my list, working it with it. It's a work in progress. I'm always going to be a work in progress. Um, and so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm really just being the best version of myself. And I'm always trying to make better decisions, try to push a little bit harder, get a little farther, things like that. So that's kind of my biggest to do right now. And I'm also trying to incorporate a little bit more of things that are for me. And I don't mean like getting my nails done or my hair done. I mean like, my energies, my space, my work product, what I consume my time with. So I'm trying to be a little bit better where it's more beneficial, where I'm more positive. I usually am pretty positive, and a lot of people will tell you, because I don't like to dwell on negative things a lot. Like I just don't care for it. So I need to make sure that I protect that a little bit more, because I realize that with those challenges, or me putting myself in situations where I was forcing the issue, I was becoming more negative, because I was more discouraged. So I'm trying to learn how to protect my energy and how to re-energize, and not necessarily taking from anybody else, just putting into place the things that I need to do. So one great thing that I do is I always ask people, like, what makes you happy? Whether it be a song, a place, a movie, experience, whatever the case may be. And the biggest part of reason why you should always know these things is when you are sad and when you are down and out and confused, etc. Putting yourself in the places that bring you back to a happiness also alleviates the stress and the pain of you trying to pull yourself out on your own. And so being aware of those things helps you more in the long run. So that's something that I personally do, and I'm kind of sharing that with you guys. So whenever I am down and out, or whatever the case may be, I'll put on a song or light a candle, or eat something, one of my favorite foods, to basically remind my brain of happier times and emotions and stuff like that. And so that's kind of how I'm able to get out of funks pretty easily. I may need a day, depending on what it is, to recoup, but for the most part, that's kind of what I do. But I want to share that with you guys, and kind of let hopefully inspire you guys to kind of work a little bit more on yourselves, so you can be in a better place, a happier place, and just encourage you to always grow and to think bigger than just kind of what else there is, as far as like think bigger than yourself. Think bigger, the bigger picture, because sometimes we're a little bit too lost. But at the same token, you still need to be present in everything, to kind of dissect, or not even dissect, but to absorb everything that's going on, because everything happens for a reason. Your destiny is already, filled out, completed. You're just living it. So sometimes I feel like we stray away from that, and I think a lot of it has to do with different influencers or influences and God and everything in between. But for the most part, I think we have a lot of great resources around us that we don't always think of. And so we should be a little bit more mindful of that. And I think overall we'll be a little bit happier. So yeah, that's essentially all I wanted to talk about, guys. Just 9 minutes worth of that. Hope this was helpful once again, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.